Week 7.
Week 7
Week
practice
7.
assignment. Okay. Mm, just give me a second. I just open. Week 7 practice assignment. Okay, a logic circuit consists of a 2 cross 4 decoder as shown below. That question?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So please check my screen is visible or not. Yes, my screen is visible or not?
Yes, sir, visible.
Okay. Hmm. I can say the circuit is given as 2 cross 4 decoders. I naught, I1 that is X, that is Y, D naught, D1, D2, D3, with the help of it is D naught, I1, I naught Z, again D naught, D1, D2, D3, X ignoring of these two will be given a F. Okay, so the output of the decoder are as follows, that D naught is equal to 1. Okay, so this is the truth table. Okay, so first of all I just write as a X, Y, Z. So I can use a truth table, okay, where X is the I naught, Y and Z, okay, uh, then F, okay, then F. In between them there is one intermediate stage. I just say that it is a F1. Okay, so when now for this one X, Y, Z, I just write the 0 0 0 0 0 1 0 1 0 0 1 1 1 0 0 1 0 1 1 1 0 and 1 1 1. Okay, so when X is 0, Y is 0, we are getting a D naught as a 1. Okay, so I just mention a D naught and D1. So D naught as a 1, D1 as a 0. When we are taking the 0, 1, XY, D naught as a 1, sorry, D naught as a 0 and D1 as a 1. Yes, anyone write anything? Okay. Okay, or should I write as a D1 D naught? Okay, so it becomes a 0, 1, 1, 0. In the 1, 0, D2, okay, so but D2 is not no use. D3 is not used, so D1, D2, I am not taking the case of D1, D2. Again 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, it becomes a 1, 0. Then for other two cases, the D1 and D0 is not important. What is the value of F1? If it is a 0, 1 or it is a 1, 0, for both cases, this one is 1. Okay, here we can say that D0 and D1 both are 0, 0. So here F1 is also 1. Okay. Yeah. Now this F1 will go to the I1. So I1 is also 1, I0 is 0. So it becomes a 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and 1, 1. Okay, so F is, if it is a 1, 0, D2 is what? 1. And D3 is what? 0. When it is a 1, 1, D3 is 1 and D0 is 0. Okay. And what is the F? F it is the XORing. F. So 1, 0, NOR get 0. 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0. So in every case, the output F is 0. Okay, so the answer is 0. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions?
Sir, but I didn't understand your method of solving
I
this
didn't.
question.
Okay. You didn't understand my method. Is that initially what I do? I just take X is the I naught, so it's LSB and Y is the MSB. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now when we are X and Y 0, so what is the D flip flop say? The sorry, encoder says when it becomes a 0, 0, D0 is 1. Okay, and all other are 0. Okay, we are not considering D2 and
Ye-
D3. We are not considering D2 and D3. I am considering only D0 and D1 because D2 and D3 is not used anywhere for F.
mm,
Okay,
Yes, sir. Yes.
now when it is a 0, 1, it is a 0, 1, D1 is 1 and rest are 0. Okay, when it is a 1, 0, D2 is 1 and D1, D0 is 0. And when it is a 1, 1, so we are getting a D1 and D0 as 0, 0 because D3 is 1, remaining will be 0. Okay.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Similarly, for 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, and 1, 1, I am written 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, and 0, 0. Okay, any doubt till now?
No, sir.
Okay. Now, what we do, we have to calculate the f. What is f? F is nothing but the ending of D1 and D0. And if it is a 0, 1, NAND gate will provide the 1, 1, 0, NAND gate provide the 1, 0, 0, NAND gate provide the 1. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So here we are getting the 1 as a out, 1 as a always. Okay. Now, this is the first one. Stage 1 is completed. Till now, the stage 1 is completed. Now, stage 2. Stage 2 is what? This is the I naught. So this is the I1, and this one is the Z that is connected at I naught. So I1 is F, so I just write all F1 F is the I1. F1 is the I1. Okay, and at the place of I naught, I just mentioned this Z. Clear? So all ones and
Yes,
0,
sir.
0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1. Now, if it is a 0, 1, so it is a, sorry, I1 is 1 and I0 is 0. So 1, 0. So in this 1, 0, D is 1 and all others are 0. Okay. So D2 is 1 and all others are 0.
Sir,
Yeah.
why you written down 8 condition for D1 and D0?
Why I write the 8 condition for D1 and D0? Because I just
Because
we have a 3 inputs X, Y, Z. So I write all the equation, all the particularly condition for D1, D0. Otherwise, if you see that for the D1 and D0, this particularly is the condition. Okay, because Z is not considered till now. Okay, Z is not considered till now. So you
then
can
sir,
use
till
this for
there D1 and D0, 0, 0 is repeating 2 times.
yeah, D1 and D0 is repeating 2 times.
Means 0, 0 value of D1 and D0 repeating 0, 0, 0, 0
This
2
one,
times. It
this
should
one.
be, yes sir, 2
Yeah,
times.
because it is a I10. Like for example, what is the truth table? If it is a Y, X, D3, D2, D1, and D0. So if it is a 0, 0, D0 is 1. If it is a 0, 1, D1 is 1. If it is a 1, 0, D2 is 1. And if it is a 1, 1, D3 is 1. And remaining are 0. Okay. So the D1 and D0 is this one.
So for 1, 1 we are getting D3 as a output. That's why you written down D1 and
D1,
D0
D1,
is a
D0,
0.
yeah. Yeah. For the 1, 0, we are getting a D2 as a 1. D1 and D0 is 0, 0.
So for first decoder, we can only write 0, 1 for the D0 and D1 part. Rest of it is can we can cut down it.
Yeah. So basically, this is the first. If you are considering only the first part, this is the only part. But what should I
Yes,
do?
sir.
I just consider all particularly 3 inputs X, Y, and Z. So that's why I just for the X, Y, Z, we are taking the 8 condition. Now, if you see that the value of D1, D0 is dependent on X and Y. It is not dependent on Z.
Yes,
So any value of the Z, either Z is 0 or Z is 1. The
yes.
value of X, Y is 0, 0. So we are getting a 1, 1, 0, 1.
Yeah,
If it is
yes,
a
sir.
0,
That's why
1, we
I
are
am
getting a
asking
1, 0.
for the first decoder, we didn't need to consider Z as a input. We can
Yeah, we
only
don't
give.
we don't need to consider that one, but for the basically easy understanding, we can take all 3 input.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
And for the second inverter also, sir, we didn't need to consider D0 and D1 as a output, because we can only do for the D2 and D3 also.
D3, yeah, exactly.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's why I mentioned only D2
Mhm.
and D3.
Okay, sir.
I just mentioned only D2 and D3, not D1 and D0. Okay, so if it is a 1 0, so D3 is 1. It is a 1 0, D2 is 1, and D3 is 0. It is a 1 0, D2 1 0, 1 0. If it is a 1 1 1, D3 is 1 and D2 is 0. Okay. Now D2 and D3 will be in the NOR part. So in the OR, what we do, if it is a 1 0, so answer is 1. It is a OR gate. Okay. And complement of this one is the NOR gate. So it becomes a 0. So for every scenario, this becomes a 0.
Yes, sir, understand. Thank you.
Any other doubts?
Sir, week 6 graded assignment problem number 5, sir.
Week 6 graded assignment problem number 5. Week 6 deadline is over. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So can I write it down in this way? C, B, and A. Okay. And with respect to this one, I can mention a D7, D6, D5, D4, D3, D2, D1, and D0. It is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1. There is no need of truth table, but I just mention it as
Yes, sir. Sir, directly create a equation, sir. Truth
yeah,
table considering.
we can directly create a equation. Okay, so it becomes a 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and 1. Okay, rest are 0. Okay, now if we see the x, so x is nothing but it will be the combination of this one. This is the d6 plus this one. This is the d7
D7,
plus
D5,
this one is the d5,
and D3.
d3. Okay, so and now it is up to me how I can solve this one. So if I take a k map, so d3, d5, sorry, d5, d6, d7. So one group is this one group is this one, and one group is this one. Okay, so if we go with the first group, I just mark it with the blue color. So it is a x is equal to c, and the value of b is constant, bc, cb. Okay, for this one, second group, the value of c is as it is, but the value of a is constant. Okay, and now we go with the third. The value of a and b is constant. Okay, so this is the equation of x.
Sir, I solve it from the Boolean simplification. I get different equation, that is a bar plus c into a XOR b.
Okay, so what is the thing is that it is a d3, so it becomes a c b bar a bar plus c b bar a plus c b a bar plus c b a. From this one I take a c and b as a common, so it becomes a plus a bar. Okay, and from this one I take a c b bar common, it is a plus a bar. Oh sorry, it is a c bar b bar a. Okay, so from these two I take a b a bar as a common.
Sir, c bar b a bar, it's 2, na, sir? But there is nothing to
Oh
d3.
sorry, it is a 3. C bar b a. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Hmm. So I take this one as a common. So it is a c bar plus c into ab, yeah, or ba plus c b bar a plus c b a bar.
We
Okay.
can take c common from these two, sir.
So
Then it becomes
one solution is that it is a ba plus c b XOR a. This is the one solution.
yes, sir.
But the thing is, it is the only solution.
No, sir.
Now, if I take the BA plus CB bar A plus CB A bar. Now, from these two, I take A as a common. So it is a B plus CB bar plus CB A bar. So it is a B plus C plus CB A bar. So it is a AB plus AC plus CB A bar. So can I take a common as C? So it becomes a plus b a bar plus ab. So ab plus c. Now this is a plus b. Okay. So it is a ac plus ab plus cb. Okay, this is the second solution. Now in the question, which solution is given?
This one, sir, that you create written down.
This one.
Yes, sir.
Okay. If second solution, the first solution is also given, we can take the first solution also.
So it means we have to try different method until we match any
Yeah,
option or not.
yeah. We have to, on
Sir,
the basis
but
of
it
option,
may be
on the
we have
basis of option, we have to solve it till we are not getting any option.
sir, then it may be possible that uh, any of the option is not matched. We can how we can conclude that, because we can find any many solution of the boolean from the boolean simplification,
You
and
have to
if we
solve,
didn't get in option,
you have to solve all the ways, all the solutions and check that it is available in the particular option or not. This is the only way. Second is that you can use the K-map. Okay.
okay, sir.
Either you have to simplify in this way, or second is you have to solve the K-map. Like in the maths also, no? If it is a, we are talking about the mathematics. Okay, so just I mentioned that one term is given as log mn. Okay, so I can write as a mn upon n raised to power 1 by 2. So I can write as a log m plus log n minus log n raised to power 1 by 2. It is a possible, or I can write as a log m plus log n minus this power will become in the multiplication 1 by 2 log n. It is also possible. Some say that log m plus this log n and log n. So it is a 1 by 2 log n. That is also possible. Someone again written as a log m into n raised to power 1 by 2. It is also possible. So there are four options are available. According to this one, which option is available? We have to solve that. Okay.
Yes, sir, and by part, sir.
Yeah. Uh, y is what? Y is D3, D5, D1 and D7. D1, D3, D5 and D7. D1, D3, D5 and D7. Okay. So it is a C bar B bar A plus C bar BA plus C B bar A plus C BA. From this one I am taking the CA as a common, and from this one I am taking a C bar A as a common. So it becomes a B plus B bar. Okay. Now from these two I am taking A as a common. So C plus C bar is 1. So that is the solution is A.
Sir, if we take BC common from first and last,
If I take a
BC common,
BC, it is a B
yeah,
bar C bar.
sir, I writing down assuming that A is a most significant bit.
Why? Why? Because if you see in the question, A is connected at a I node pin and C is connected at a I2 pin.
Yeah, sir. Okay, got it.
Sir, in week 7, class 4, implementing multiplexer using decoder. Sir, professor has explained it by using AND gate and OR gate. And
Mhm.
after that, he replaced AND and OR gate with tri-state inverter.
Okay.
Okay. Please explain that part of tri-state inverter.
Tri-state inverter, I think we have already discussed, na, tri-state inverters.
Yeah, sir. We discussed
Yes,
only
sir.
tri-state inverters, sir.
Okay.
But we can't discuss implementing multiplexer using tri-state inverter.
Okay. So, can you basically please tell me something brief about that? What is the professor saying?
Sir,
Because
professor, when we implement multiplexer, the
uh,
as we increase that multiplexer size, the input pin of OR gate increases. So from uh, uh, getting out of this problem, professor used tri-state inverter instead of AND gate and OR gate. Replace it with tri-state inverter and connect all tri-state inverter together. And
okay,
enable pin of tri-state inverter connected with AND gate of I S1 and S2, sir.
S1 and S2. Okay. So I think if I go through with the, so there are they design the multiplexer. Okay. Then after that multiplexer, they use. So first they implement the multiplexer using AND and OR gate.
No, multiplexer as a decoder, and then
Okay.
to implement multiplexer, they use AND gate and OR gate, and they
Mhm.
change AND OR gate with the tri-state inverter.
Okay. Multiple using decoder. So they initially explained that if we have a marks 2 cross 1 marks I am using. Okay, we start with the 2 cross 1. Okay, so if I say that it is a I naught and it is a I1, the select line is S, the output is Y. So equation of Y is what? That is I naught S bar plus I1S. Okay, now can I implement with this the OR gate? Sorry, decoder. So I just use a 2 cross 1 decoder.
Decoder should be
Mm,
2
cross
is
4.
to 4.
Yeah, 2 cross 4. Okay, so we are using this one as a 2 input and 4 outputs.
And sir, for 2 is to 1 marks, there should be 4 input and 2 select lines.
For which one?
For 2 is to 1 marks.
2 raised to 1 marks 4 input. How is it possible?
Yeah,
It is a 4 cross
4
1 mark.
input.
4 cross 1. In the 4 cross 1, they are using the 4 input and 2 select line.
No, okay.
Okay. So I just write as a 1 cross 2 decoder. So 1 is the input line. According to this one, we are getting a output Y0, Y1. Okay, when this is the S is equal to 0, we are getting a Y0 as a 1. Okay, and when S is equal to 1, we are getting a Y1 as a 1. So S, Y1, Y0. So S is 0, Y0 is 1, 0, and S is 1. This is the 1 and 0. So can I write as the equation is Y0 is, the value of Y0 is 1 when S is equal to 0. So it becomes a S bar. and for this one, so it become a S bar. For this one, it is a Y1, and Y1 is nothing but S. So Y1 is nothing but the S. Okay. So we are getting a S0 and S1, S bar and S. We are getting a S bar and S. Clear? Now if we are using OR gate, okay, if we are using the OR
Sir,
gate,
first we have to AND it, sir. AND I0 with S bar and I1 with S. Then
wait a
professor
minute,
of
wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Okay, so if I directly using the OR, so it becomes S plus S bar. Okay, S plus S bar. Clear? Now what we required when I compare this equation with this one, that S will be multiplied with the I1, okay, and S bar multiplied with the I0. Okay, so what should I do? This is the S bar. I just use S bar ending with the input I0. So we are getting a I0 S bar. Similarly, if you are using the S and I1, okay, so we are getting I0 S bar. Here we are getting the I1 S. If you are using the OR gate, we are taking the output as a I0 S bar plus I1 S. Similarly, if you are for using the 4x1 marks, we can implement with the 2x4 decoder. And this is the 4x1 marks. I0, I1, sorry, yeah, I0, I1, I2, I3, and Y is to select line S1, S1, S0. So Y is I0, S1, S0 bar plus I1 is S1 bar S0 plus I2 is S1 S0 bar plus I3 is S1 S0. Now if we implement with the 2x4 decoder, so we have a it becomes a S1 S0 Y0. Y0 is what? When S1 is bar and S0 bar. Y1 when S1 bar and S0. Y2 when S1 and S0 bar. And Y3 is when S1 and S0. Okay, if I directly use OR gate, so we will add this data, we will add this one, this one, this one, and this one data, but this data should be added before multiply with the input I0, I1, I2, and I3. Okay, so what should I do? Here I multiply with I0, ending this with I naught and use this as input. Here I multiply ending with I1 and this one. Here we are using the AND gate with I2 and use this one, and for this one we are getting a data I2, sorry, I3 and multiply with this one. Okay, so this is the simplification form of the mux and decoder. This is the basically comparison between the mux and decoder. So mux, if we design a decoder, sorry, if we design a mux using the decoder, we require the AND and OR gate. Okay, now the thing is that tri-state. Tri-state inverter, I think use, na?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in the tri-state inverter, what we do? We are required a decoder. We are just wait a minute. Yes. So what we do here is that we are using a tri-state inverters. So where we use the, what is the basically where we use the tri-state inverter is that if I am implementing this thing, if we are saying that we are using if we design a voltage here on this one, yeah, so I think we can do one thing is that if we design a 1 cross n mux, if we use a 1 cross n mux, okay, where we use a log 2 and select line, one input is there and multiple output is there. Okay, so what is the equation of this one is input. If I say it is a 1 cross 4 mux, dmux, sorry, 1 cross 4 dmux. Now we are using the two input line S1 and S0. So what is the equation for this one is S1 bar S0 bar input I. This one is S1 bar S0 input I. It is S1 S0 bar input I, and this is the S1 S0 input of I. So can I write it down? I think Y0, Y1, Y2 and Y3. Okay, and now we do one thing is that we connect input with the 1. Yeah, we connect input with the 1. So that is equal to Y0 is equal to S1 into S0. S1 bar into S0 bar. Y1 is S1 bar S0. Y2 is S1 S0 bar. And Y3 is S1 S0. So I just mentioned it is Y0, Y1, Y2, Y3. Okay, and now we are using a tri-state input. In the tri-state input, can I write it down as a if I use a one inverter and second inverter? Okay, and in this particularly point, I just control this one with the Y0. Control with the Y0. Okay, so if I connect here as a I0, so we are getting a I0 bar, and here we are getting a I0 on the dependent of Y0. Okay, any doubt? Yes, any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay.
So regarding the past question you solved,
Regarding the past question,
past
past which one? Sixth question.
past question, sir, past.
Uh, fast question or fast? Basically, I will tell the fast. This particular thing is fast.
Sir, you
I
solved
think.
the question which is at the like initial discussion
Okay.
in this live session.
Uh, this one.
This question, yes, sir.
Okay. So I can use basically. We simplify this one with the help of three tri-state. You are asking this thing.
No, no, no. I am asking. I can also solve it without this truth table, right?
Yeah.
Uh, but
You can solve it without using the truth table with the help of tri-state.
no, 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 no tri-state, no tri-state.
Okay. Okay.
Just
Only with equation, sir. He is saying we can only solve it with the equation.
Yeah, you can solve with the equation also.
Yeah.
You can solve with the equation also, but in the generalized form, what we do, we are taking a truth table and just write all the particular scenario that is available. It is a simplified. Okay. You can solve in any of the manner. There is not a single manner to solve that one, but I just do the truth table, so there will be no confusion with that.
okay, sir.
Okay. Now that's why we are taking a tri-state is that we doesn't need any gates. Like for example, if we are talking about, so we required a one AND gate and one basically an OR gate. So in place of one AND and one OR gate, we are using a one inverter and one tri-state inverter. And that particular tri-state inverter operation will be dependent on the select line I S not S1. Okay, so this particularly S not S1 bar, I just mentioned it as a I naught. S1 S1 bar S naught is the I1 Y1. S1 S naught bar is the Y2 and S1 S naught is Y3. Okay, so this is the one. If I take the second, so it become a I2, sorry I1. It is a I1 bar. Again, I take a tri-state control with the Y1. So it is a I1 Y1. Okay, and how the Y1 will be created? How the Y naught is created and how the Y1 is created?
Using 2:4 decoder.
Y1 and Y naught.
By ending S bar and S with by ending S bar and S, we can get Y1, and by ending S bar and S1, we get Y.
Yeah. So with the help of this S naught S1, we are getting this one. So if either I can use a 1 cross 4 mux on the basis of select line, we are getting a S1 bar S naught. So this is the Y naught. Now we use this Y naught in this particular tri-state. Okay, so if I use a multiplexer, sorry, DMux 1 cross 4 DMux, one select line, that one basically input is that is a grounded, that is the S1 S naught. We are getting a Y naught here. Now we use this Y naught in the tri-state. We use this Y1 at this point. Okay, so that's why we use the tri-state.
Sir, please explain the high impedance state.
High impedance state, basically what we are saying that if we are changing the input, like for example, I have a one directly path is there. Okay, in this path I am using the switch. Okay, if the switch is closed, so we are getting a, when we are providing the 0, we are getting 0. When we are providing the 1, we are getting a 1. Okay, simply. So when you change the input according to this one, the output will be changed. One scenario is this. Second scenario is what? One switch that is open. Either you apply 0, you are getting a 0. Or you apply the 1, you are getting a 1. 0. Okay, same voltage. So what is the meaning of this one is that the circuit is open loop circuit, open circuit.
Yes, sir.
Circuit is open. Now if circuit is open, so the what is the resistance of this one?
Infinite.
This is called the high impedance state.
But sir, how do they achieve this high impedance state with this tri-state inverter? That's what
Uh,
I am asking.
okay. With the tri-state inverter, what the tri-state inverter do is that tri-state in the case of tri-state inverter, the control particularly pin will be defined. Like for example, this is the switch. Now with the help of this switch, this particular switch will be decided by the third input. That is, we call that, like for example, it is, if I say that this is a tri-state, this is the inverter. Okay, so this is the control. Now this particularly switch position is controlled by the Y naught. Okay, so when Y naught is 0, what is the meaning of this one?
Open
The
circuit.
impedance will be high. because the switch is open. Okay, and when we are providing the 1, the switch will be closed and the impedance will be the
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
minimum.
Got it. Got it.
Okay, so basically this particularly high impedance state, the third particularly tri-state, the third stage is basically the controlling switch, controlling particularly point. One is the input, one is the output, and one is the controlling.
Yes, sir. Got it. And I have a doubt regarding the demultiplexer and decoder. Like
Okay,
how they implement the demultiplexer using decoder.
how we design the demultiplexer using the decoder. The same circuit, this previous one. Yeah, this one. We design the mux here. In the case of decoder, basically this particular scenario, we use the demultiplexer and decoders. We are using the gates in the input side. Okay,
Yes, sir. The in one input side.
yeah. So gates are using in the input side. So demux is what? If I say one input, we are getting a 4 output on the basis of two select line S1 and S0. I naught, sorry, Y naught, and Y1, Y2, and Y3. So what is the value of Y naught? That is the S1 bar, S naught bar I, S1 bar, S naught I, S1, S naught bar I, and S1, S naught I. Now what is the decoder?
Decoder is the same thing. Right. Instead of I, there is an enable pin.
Yeah. So that is a 2 cross 4.
Yes, sir.
Now if we are saying that there are the two input, we are getting a this one, this one, this one, and this one. So the value is what? If I use the S1 and S0. So we are getting a S1 bar, S naught bar, I naught or Y naught. Y1 is S1 bar, S naught. Y2 is S1, S naught bar, and Y3 is S1, S naught. Now what should I do? I just multiply with the ending with the I.
So there is also enable pin.
Yeah. Yeah. I naught, sorry, Y naught, Y1, sorry, I. That is I, and I. So it is S1 bar, S naught bar, I. This is S1 bar, S naught bar, I. This is S1, S naught bar, I. And this is S1, S naught times I. Okay, along with that, there is one enable pin also available in the decoder. Okay,
Yes, sir. What about the enable pin? What should I do to it?
enable pin is basically what is we generally provide the enable as a 1. Okay, like for example, my enable pin is 0, Okay, enable pin is 0. Value of S1 and S0 is, I think, 0 1. Let's take an example. Okay,
Sir, I
what
just
is,
want to ask one thing where I got
yeah,
a confusion.
yeah.
Why can't I provide the I input to the enable pin instead of giving it to Y0, Y1, Y2 and Y3 and ending it individually?
Uh,
Enable pin is already getting ended to the Y0, Y1,
yeah,
Y2.
you can provide in that one also, no issue.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, I can provide for the simplification. Now there are lots of way, like for example, there is the I is only the single input. Okay, everywhere you can see that I is connected. Okay, so what should I do? I just connect a I as a enable pin. No issue with that one because this enable pin is automatically ended.
Yes, sir.
Okay, if enable pin is 0, every output is 0. Why? Because it is a y1 dot enable. That is y1. Okay, so if we say that 0 1, so this is the y0, y1, y2. Okay, so every particularly output will be ending with the enable. This is the ending with enable, ending with enable, ending with enable, and ending with enable. Okay, so if we are selecting the 0 1, so my y1 is 1, but due to the enable pin is 0, so 1 ending with 0 becomes 0. Okay, y0, that is 0 ending with the enable 0, this 0 will be ending with the enable, and this 0 is ending with the enable. So we are getting a 0 0 0 and 0. Okay, we should apply any of the input in the input side, but your enable pin is 0, you are getting output is 0.
Sir,
Yeah.
in that decoder part, why
Hmm.
we do ending with in last part? Why we do end with I? We
Why
didn't
we do
need
the,
to do
we,
ending with I, sir.
why do we end the ending is that there are two way, because we compare basically compatible this particular equation with this one. Okay,
In demultiplexer, what happen when we select S bar and S0 bar, then it means only by 0 pin will get enabled.
yeah, we'll get a
Yeah,
input, we'll get a input.
yeah, will get input and
Okay.
high input. Then here also when we do Y bar and S bar, then also only Y0 pin will get enabled. Then after that, why we uh, do extra one ending? We
Well,
didn't need that.
thing is that if we go with the equation, so at y0 what we are getting when s1 s0 both are 0, this I will be getting as a output. Okay, so for this y naught, what is the equation is the s1 bar s naught bar multiply with I. Okay, in the case of mux, sorry,
Sir,
dmux, in the case of dmux.
That it's only means that Y0 pin get enabled and what data in that Y0 pin that get transferred to further.
But if
No, no,
input
no,
is
sir.
0, if
The
input is
output
0,
get copied to the Y0 pin.
if
It means.
if we are saying that it is a 0 0, we are getting I as a, this particularly part in the case of dmux. In the case of encoder, what we are getting on the basis of select line, if we select line is 0 0, we are getting a 1 here simply. Okay,
It means that when I0 and S1 and S0 is also 0, then only Y0 pin get 0 value and what others get value 1
which one, in which one you are asking, is the demux or the
in
decoder? In
demux part,
demux
sir.
you are not getting 1 or 0, you are getting the input. Doesn't mean what is the input, you are getting the input according to this one, we are getting at output. If we are selecting 0 0, if we are saying that it is a 0 0, we can't say that y naught is 0 or 1, we can say that y naught is the input. Okay,
Yeah, Y not is in and what about others? What
what
value
are the
others
others?
get Y1?
0 0.
0. And then suppose I is also a 0 and SG1,
I
S0 also a
I
0,
0, I is 0, then y naught is 0. If I is 1, y naught is 1.
then I0, Y0, S1, S10 and S0 is also 0. Then by 0 is also 0, S1 is also by 1 is also 0, S2 is by 2 is also 0, and by 3 is also 0.
Yeah,
All fourths are 0.
yeah, all four are 0. Okay,
Then
then what? But it is not, we can't say na, it is every time it is 0. It is dependent on input. If input is 1, if input is 1, then y naught is 1.
sir, then this case only how we get distinguish that the input what is 0 or the all pin are disabled means we are nothing getting, we didn't get any input.
That is all dependent on the select line. Na? Select line, if we say that the 0 0, okay, select line we are getting the 0 0. We know that
Yes.
input will be getting as a output. Okay, which
Yeah.
pin? Y naught pin. If y naught is 0, we can say the input is 0. If y naught is 1, we can say the input is 1. Okay, but we can't say that it is a disable or enable every time. It is dependent on the input position. If input is 0, output is 0. If input is 1, output is 1. But in the case of decoder, the thing is different. On the basis of input, our particularly that pin will be enabled and other pin will be disabled. Like if we say that 0 0 0 0, we are getting y0 is 1. Doesn't mean what is the input. If it is a input 0 0, basically it is a input as a 0 0, we are getting at this point as a high.
So then in the case of where input is 0, then all
Where
value of byte will get
in which
0.
you are asking, in which you are
In
asking.
demux part, sir. In
In
demux part,
debug,
sir.
okay,
All things get 0. By
yeah,
0 is also
but it is
0. By 1 is also 0.
but it is not true now for all the scenario. You are taking
Then
only
this,
one case. You are taking only one case when the input is 0.
yes, sir. Then this case cause confusion, sir. Only this case cause confusion that
Yeah,
either
but it is not true. It
our
is not true now. It is not true now because we are saying that is this output is dependent on the input, but it is not true. Like for example, either we provide a 0 or 1. Every time it becomes 0, 0, 0,
yes,
0.
sir. Yes,
Then
sir.
we can say your condition is true. But if it is a 0 for the 0 and 1 for the 1, so we can't say that this is a generalized equation. Like for example, we are every times we say the output is the generalized. That means it is true for all the scenarios.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
You,
but this is not true for all the scenario. It is only dependent on the input. If input is 0, output is 0. If input is 1, output is 1. That's it.
sir, when also that I0 is a 1, then when
Mhm.
you are ending with S1, S0 and 1, we get 1 as a output.
I0 is
This,
1.
yes,
I0
sir.
is 1.
Then this, yes, sir.
And
Then this
what is the
case,
S1 S0? What is the S1 S0?
this is a 1
S1 is 1.
and S0 be 1.
1.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if I put
Then we
the
get
value, if I put the
by
value
3 as out.
S1, yeah, this one is a 0 0 multiply by 1
Yes,
is
sir.
become 0. It is a 0 1 1 multiply becomes 0 ending. It is a 1 0 0 multiply is 0 ending with the 0. 1 ending with 1 ending with 1 becomes 1. So this becomes 1 all becomes 0.
Yes, sir. And suppose we put I as a 0
I
in
is
this
a
case.
0.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now
And
this
the
is 0.
value of S1 S0 is same. Yes, sir.
This okay. Now what?
Now all y by value are the same.
Yeah.
Then how we
So
can
we don't
conclude
get
that
any
either,
output. That's what he is asking.
yes, sir.
Which
How we
means
conclude that
all
either
output
our
will be
demux is
zero.
enabled or it is a giving the 0 as a output.
So for this scenario, I initially in the previous class, we already discussed that how we decide the high impedance state is that we check all the situation of the input and check if output is basically changes or not. Okay.
Means if we get
If
if
I say that my particularly this demux is disabled. Okay. Now what should I do?
yes,
Initially, I just put this situation. I use 0. We are getting 0. Okay. So all particularly we are output will be 0. Now we change the input is 1. Okay. Now if in this scenario
are
all inputs are 0, then we say our mux demux will be disabled. But if it is a 1, we can't say this is the disable. Only on a single input we check the output and we can't take any observation. Is that
Sir, we can't control the input of the demux na, sir, because
why
suppose this input
why
is
why we can't?
suppose this input is coming
This is a
from the
control by a, this is a control by the
router
mode.
part. Router
Okay.
part, any router giving this input and saying that enable this pin of by 0. And how we
Okay.
can control this input by flipping that, oh, either it is giving, saying that
Like
inverter,
for example,
either our disable it.
we all have the data 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay. You are saying this way. If we have a 10-bit data, if we have a 10-bit data,
Sir, I am analyzing with the real world example, sir. Suppose
yeah, yeah.
we are getting this input
I
from,
just tell you that you are getting this particularly from the router. Okay. Yes, this thing.
yes, sir.
Okay. Now, is it possible that a router will be giving you the all time 0, 0, 0, 0 data?
And in the case of when they giving a 0, means when they giving that I is a 0, then
Mm-hmm.
how we check that? We flip that I is a 1 in that case to check whether the demux is enabled or it is giving 0 as a output.
So for this one, what we do initially, the thing is that when we install any particularly router or any demux system, what we do is that we check the input condition with the changes input is 0 and input is 1. You directly can't install that particularly router without checking. Okay. In that particularly checking part, we say that it we provide the 0 every time and we provide the 1 every 1. Okay. Now we check that if the input is output is changed either 0 and 1, we install the router. Okay. Thing is that listen particularly fun thing. Now after that, sometimes what is that the some fluctuation is in the electricity will be happen, and because of that fluctuation your router will be basically damaged. Okay. Now what will be happen? You are getting a data that is in the form of 0, 1, 0, 1 combination. I just mentioned a 0, 1, 0, 1 combination, but router will give me the 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay. Now my mux demux will be working, but we are getting a every time 0 data. So what we say, we say that either our router will be damaged or our demux will be damaged. Okay. I think you are you all have the broadband connectivity. When you install particularly broadband, the person who are coming here, he give the data in the form of 0 and 1 and then check that output is correct or not. Okay. After that it will be installed. After that, sometimes after that particular due to the fluctuation in the electricity, your router will be getting a high voltage and it will be damaged. So any particularly input that is coming to the into the router, it will be giving the output as a 0, 0, 0, 0. Now with the help of 0, 0, 0, 0, we are getting every time as a 0. Okay. Now all particularly 4 are 0. So in this situation, we can't identify that my demux will be damaged or my router will be damaged because we can't see this data. We can't see this data. We see this data, we ping and see this data. Okay. Now this data is a combination of 0, 1. This data is all the 0. So what is the possibilities that either router will be damaged or my demux will be damaged. Okay. So what they do, they again change the router. First of all, check that there is a pinging is available. If after changing the router again the ping is not possible, they basically use the same router and change the demux. Okay. And then ping and check the data is correctly variation, there is a variation in the data or not.
Sir, it means we fixed either the router part and something other part give either 0
Yeah,
or 1. We fixed.
yeah, that data is every time, like for example, if we have a 64-bit data is available, so it is not possible that every particularly bit will be 0.
Yes, sir.
Okay. This
Then
is the combination. This is the combination of
Uh,
0 1. Maybe possible one only 1 0 and 63. Oh, sorry, 1 ones and 63 zeros are there. Okay, maybe possible two ones and 62 zeros are there. Okay, but your data will be the combination of 0 and 1.
sir,
Okay,
then
after
sir,
pinging, after ping, I check that all will be received or not. The data will be received correct or not. If data all zeros are there, so either my router will be damaged or basically the demux will be damaged.
sir, then suppose we picked it's only to one value. Then in all cases, we
Mhm.
get one as output.
No,
We select,
not for the one all cases, not for the all cases where the two bits that is coming as a one, we are getting a one, and a remaining bit we are getting as a zero.
sir,
Like
what
for
sir?
example, we have a 4-bit data. Okay, 1010. We have a S1 S0. This is the initially 00. So the first bit that is arise at this point will be getting at this point. Now we change the select line. It is a 01. The second bit that comes will be here. Now third bit again S0 is 11. So we are getting, sorry, it is a 10 we are getting. So we are getting a 0 here. Now fourth as select line is 00. So after 0 we are getting a 1 here.
Then the problem are the same, sir. The problem remains same because
The problem is
when we,
that yeah, we don't identify that the demux is the basically working or not. Demux is the basically your question is that I just remember your question is that how we identify that demux is the enable or disable. Your question is
yes,
this
sir.
one, when we are
Yes,
getting a
sir.
zero. So for that particular purpose, we have to change the input. We have to apply the input and check the output is vary or not. This is the only case. This is the only situation where we check the demux is valid or not,
So
enable or disable.
suppose sir,
Yeah,
we get in all pin we get zero as a output
yeah,
in demux part.
yeah. Now
Then
we change the control input. We change the control input. We are not connecting with the system. We change the input as a one and check if any pin will be getting the one, then this is the working. If we are getting after changing the one as a input, we are getting all pin are zero, we change the demux or
sir, suppose sir,
enable that one.
sir,
Yeah,
the router giving zero as a output, and
uh,
from this means they are saying
it
that
is
enable
it is
the
not it is
Wi-Fi.
not it is not possible that every particularly like if we have a 64-bit data, so every bit will be zero. It is not possible.
Said what I am saying, sir.
Mm.
Suppose the router give first bit as a zero, and
Uh,
from their side they said that the enable the Wi-Fi connection of the house number one. It means
yeah,
that
yeah,
then we have to enable the Wi-Fi connection of house number one. Then
yeah.
instead of enabling that connection, we have to flip the move the one bit back and check the better whether
You
the
say
router is saying
yeah, you say that one bit is zero. Okay, input
yes,
is
sir.
zero. Okay, S0 is 00, so we are getting a all four are zero.
Yes, sir. Then
On the
what we
basis
do
of
in this case?
on the basis of what we decide?
On the
Nothing,
basis of what? On the
nothing.
basis of
This
select
one on
lines.
the basis of this one, we can't say that this particularly mux is the enable or disable. On the basis of one input, we can't decide that my mux is enable or disable. Like for example, I had taken one case is that practical case is that you are driving. Okay, there is some emergency. You drive more than 100 km speed. Okay, so it is a general scenario that you every time drive more than 100.
No, sir.
Okay, so what we do, we basically analyze you after several scenarios. In the emergency case, you drive more than 100. When you are free, you will move around a 40 or 50 km. So we can't say that a general assumption that you always drive a 100 km speed.
Sir,
Similar
one,
situation is
but
there. Similar situation is there on the basis of one input bit. We can't decide that this particularly demux or mux will be enable or disable. we have to change the bit. We have to change the bit. We have to analyze this 10 bit. We have to analyze the 15 bit, 20 bit, and it is not possible that all bits will be 0.
Okay, sir. Give then example of 2 bits are there. 2 bit
Maybe more than
1
4 bit.
0.
Maybe for
Yes, sir.
more than 4 bit. We are apply the
Okay,
0
sir.
0 0 0 0 0 0 1. Like for example, we are giving this one 8-bit data. Okay. Now initially, if we apply the, we are selecting the select line as a 0 0 only. Okay. So first bit are coming, all bits are 0. Second bit is coming, all bits are 0. Third bit is coming, all bits are 0. Fourth bit is coming, all bits are 0. Fifth bit is coming, all bits are 0. Sixth bit is coming, all bits are 0. Seventh bit is coming, all bits are 0. Eighth bit is coming, all bits are 0. Oh, sorry, first bit is 1, all are 0. Okay. Now, yes, now,
Now we can enable that first pin.
why? Yeah, first pin is enabled because 1 is applied. Now, if we say that again in this scenario, in place of this one, we are getting a 0 0 0 0. Now, in the basis of this one, we can say it is a enable. This particularly is a enable, and in the basis of this one, we can say that bit is disabled. So that's why when the router will be transmit the data, it will be transmit the data in a form of packet, not a single bit. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Complete packet will be analyzes, and if after complete packet, because it is not possible that complete in a packet if 128 bit are there, in a packet if 128 bit are there, so all bits are 0. Okay.
Yes,
Maybe
sir.
1, maybe 2, maybe 10 bits are 1. Now we check that after receiving a 1 packet, if we are getting a all 0, all 0. Okay. So that means where we are getting a 1 as a 1 0, like this one is the data. Okay. Now for every particularly 128 bits, we are getting a 0. So we can say my demux is disabled. Okay. And if
Yes, sir.
on the basis of this one, we are getting the exactly same data, we are saying that my demux is enabled.
Okay, sir. Sir, then what value we give in the input? What pin we have to enable? It's only depend on the selection line, na?
Only dependent on the selection line.
Yeah, that's
So
my question previously. Then why we?
select line is if I'm selecting a 0 0, so we are getting a output at this particularly point. All particularly bit will be 0.
Yes, sir. Sir, that's my question, sir. Then why we are ending with that I? It's it may be unnecessary because what pin are enabled it,
Where we do ending
in that this part in decoder part
in the decoder
in
na.
and
In the
yes, sir.
decoder we are not getting a I node pin. In the decoder we are not getting a I node pin. That's why we do the ending. You are talking about the demux. In the demux, the equation is what is the equation is the S1 bar S naught bar I. In the decoder, what is the Y naught pin? It is the S1 bar S naught bar. It is not dependent on the input with the when we basically design this demux using the decoder. So where is the input line? Where is the input of the demux? So that's why I just ending the input of the demux to convert a decoder into the demux part. Demux. This is only for the conversion of decoder into the demux. That's why I just use the ending gate. Okay. Thing is that, like for example, if we are getting a 4-bit data 0000, sorry 0100, 0 1 1 0. Okay, our select line is 0 0. Our select line is S1 and S0 is 0 0. Now what we are getting at the y0, we are getting a 0 1 1 0. At a y1 we are getting a 0 0 0 0. At the y2 we are getting a 0 0 0 0, and at the y3 we are getting a 0 0 0 0. This is the case of demux. Clear? Any doubt?
Sir, my doubt is if
Wait a
the
minute,
in
wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. I explain this one. Is in this any doubt in this particular demux input and output?
no, sir.
Okay. Now when we go to the decoder. Okay. Now when my S1 and S0 is 0 0. So my Y0 is 1 1 1 1. This is the 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 and 0 0 0 0. Is both data will be same? Yes, is both data will be same?
Yes, sir. For y1, y2, y3, all the same for
Y1, Y2,
y0.
Y3 are set up, Y0 is different.
Yes, sir.
Because we are selecting the S0, S1 and S0 is 0 0. So only the impact on this particular data. So how we get this data? How we get this data from this one? So if I ending this one with the 0 1 1 0, we are getting a 0 1 1 0 at a y0. So what should I do? I just take the y0 from the decoder, okay, and ending with the I, that is the input, and that is exactly y0.
Sir, can you move up, sir, little bit? Slide, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, that part where you give me the 4-bit example, that part down, bottom.
We are getting a 4-bit input, na?
Sir, bottom, sir, little bit down.
Mm,
Yes, sir. Here, sir.
yeah.
Yes, sir. Here, sir, what value we give in input, it doesn't depend what value which pin get enabled. Pin get only enabled with the what selection line we choose in demux part also. Then my doubt is if the
Repeat question.
only
Repeat your
pin,
question. Repeat your question. What you are saying?
sir, here, sir, what value we give in input part?
In the demux.
Yes, at demux part.
Okay.
That doesn't depend
Dem-
what value we get pin get enabled in output. Pin only get enabled in output depending upon the which selection line we choose.
Okay. Demux. What the
Then
demux do? What the demux do? On the basis
demux
of
only,
select line. On the basis of select line, it is not enabled. It is connected input with the output. It is not enabled. Thing is different. Demux. There is no enable option. Is that? It
but when
connects
you,
input in connect input with the output when on the basis of select line. That's why the equation of this one y naught is what? S1 bar S naught bar I. Why we are taking the I? Because it connect input with the output.
sir, in previous example, you see that when you end with the I, yes, sir, here,
It is
sir,
S1 S naught bar
down,
I.
down, sir, down,
S,
sir, where you give them
yeah,
examples, sir, little bit
this
down,
one.
little bit down. Yes, sir, this part, sir.
Yeah,
In what value you are choosing in the input? If you choose selection line 0 0, then
yeah.
only that, then only the that pin get enabled. Y0 pin get enabled.
Y0 pin get enable on the basis of input. If input is 0, we are getting a 0. If input is 1, yeah, if input is 1, we are getting output as a 1. We are not enabling anything. Where is the enable? If S0 and S1 is 0 0, every time we are getting a 1. But we are not doing that one. We are this particularly is that we on the basis of select line, it will be choose that which input we are providing, it will be connected to the output.
Sir, if you give there the another input that instead of 1000, if you choose give the another input 0111,
Okay,
then one then
you are
also
giving
only
you
first
are giving the output 0 1 1 1.
11.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay. Now what is the select line state?
That is
0 0.
00, sir.
Okay, so
Yes, sir.
when 0 0 is applied, first bit is this one. So when this first bit we applied, the output is for bit 1, bit
Yes,
1,
sir.
bit 2, bit 3, and bit 4. Okay, so bit 1 is 1 and all are 0. Now second bit is arrived, bit 2 is 1 0 0 0. Third bit is arrived, it becomes a 1 0 0 0, and fourth bit is arrived, it is a 0 0 0 0. Now how you say that this particularly SG10 will be enable any of the particularly output? It is dependent on
Then
the input. It is dependent on the input.
okay, sir. Got it now. Got it now, sir.
Actually, sir, he maybe he was not getting the time part. The time also changes. So with
Yeah,
the time, the data
every
also
bit,
changes.
if we are transmitting the every bit, so it is not possible that every bit will be coming at the same time. If first bit is applied, we are getting a first bit. If second bit is applied, we are getting a second bit. If third bit is applied, we are getting a third bit. And if fourth bit is applied, we are getting a fourth bit as the output.
Sir, yes, sir. I am confused with the whether we enable that pin only or transfer that data. That's why I
Exactly.
am saying that.
Transfer the
i-
data.
i-
Data is transfer, input data will be transferred. It is not enable. Decoder will be do the enabling, and basically demultiplexer will transmit the data, input data as the output on the basis of select line. It is not enable. Enable will be done in the decoder.
Okay, sir.
Okay. In the case of decoder, what will be happen if S1 S0 is 0? Every time you are getting 1 because there is no input. There is no input. So if S1 S0 is 0 0, it become all time 1 1 1 1. Either you transmit any bit, either you basically select any part. Okay.
Sir, please
Now
do
clear?
some numericals.
Mm, can I share it
Any
with you?
practice problems?
Yeah, can I share it with you? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I will share it with you the numericals. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So I think thank you all.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, in that part you are using tri-state inverter.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you are only changing AND gate with one NOR gate and tri-state one NOT
One
gate
not
and
yet.
tri-state inverter,
And
right?
an or gate both.
How or
Wait a minute. Not yeah. No. Oh no. Sorry. End gate. End gate.
only AND gate,
Only end gate.
and we have to use and one OR gate for getting YMUX
Yeah.
result of YMUX.
Mux for the mux we are required.
Okay.
But it is a demux, na? In the case of demux, there is no particularly combination of the output is available. Okay,
Yeah.
demux every output will be different. So why we require the OR gate? OR gate is required to combine all the outputs. Okay, and it is not done in the demux part. It is done in the mux part.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. So thank you all.
Thank you, sir.